Welcome to yet another week in my life in Athens, Greece. I'm on my way to my Greek lesson now. I'm able to hear that I'm in the metro. I usually take the bus, but it's raining and my bus that I normally take wasn't coming. So I jumped on the bus that takes me to the metro, and then I'll get the next bus at the next stop. This is kind of an easy week for me. I have a few plans, but stay tuned to the end, because at the end I'm revealing where I'm going for Easter. I think it'll surprise some of you, because it's definitely not a normal thing. Yesterday was nice and sunny. Today it's been overcast and rainy, and it's gotten cold. I am hoping that the cold part doesn't last. I think it's going to keep raining, but I don't mind. Just don't want it to be this cold. On my way home now. Many of you have been asking me where I'm taking my lessons. They're private lessons. So they're not through a school. It's just somebody I found that had been recommended to me. If you're here in Athens or Greece and you want more information, you can email me. Really wanted to walk by the Acropolis tonight on my way home, and usually I catch the bus that takes me by there, but it wasn't coming, and it's so chilly that I decided I would just try to go whatever was the fastest way home, which ended up being the metro today. So maybe later in the week I will go by there. Haven't been by since I don't know, a couple of weeks, and I'd like to kind of see what's happening. I do have many things to do before I leave on this trip. I've done 2 loads of laundry. I need to go to the pharmacy tomorrow, get some medications that I'm running out of, and I'm sure there'll be something else that I need to do. I would like to clean my house a little bit. It's not bad, but just so I come home to something better. What are some of the things that you guys do when you're leaving? I'm always curious to hear. This morning it was sunny. It wasn't warm, but it was sunny, and now it's not, as you can see, and it's cold. I have a t-shirt, a sweater, and a jacket on, and I can't believe it's April and it's this cold. I did come down to see the Acropolis, as I mentioned I wanted to do yesterday. Hey, at least it's not raining like it was yesterday. Also, I wanted to check. The prices changed for the Acropolis on the 1st to 30 euros, and there's no longer a combo ticket. And even though I've seen reports of it, I just have to come down and check for myself. They did announce this last year, so it's not a shock to me. It does mean that I won't be coming during the high season, because I just can't afford that when I've already been up here multiple times. The signs I saw online yesterday had this on a piece of paper taped, but they've changed it now. So now apparently they have increased the number of free Sundays in the off season to sort of combat this for people who live here. So we'll see what happens in October. In case you've never been here before and you don't know, the Acropolis Museum is not included in the Acropolis ticket. They are 2 different entities. Don't ask me why. But they were never a part of it before, so you still had to pay for them separately. It's not anything new. Now that we've had the time change and it's light till 7:30, they're still letting people in at 6 o'clock, which is nice. I always like it when the time change happens. I wish it was summertime all the time. I know some people don't like that, but I do. Not many people waiting at the museum to get in. I don't know if their times change. I mean, people are still inside. They're open pretty late. Not late, but later than the Acropolis in the winter, so. It's cold enough I had to pull up my hoodie. I didn't wear my heavy jacket because I thought, oh, it's not windy, it'll be fine. Because it's 13, which is about 54. So, but the wind when I got over here by the Acropolis is cold. And all the poor tourists are walking around with all their clothes on, because of course they didn't come prepared for it to be this cold. I mean, it's not warm at this time of the year, but it's normally like 18, which is like 60 something. So not cold. Nice. Although I keep saying I'm not going to complain because it's going to be hot and it'll be hot for a while. So I'm going to enjoy this while it lasts. Hello from Pangrati again. I'm going to book club tonight, and you may have seen that I had to take a taxi. That's because we had a strike today, and I tried to get the bus because the buses are running somewhat, but it's going to take me like 2 hours, and it's quite chilly out, so it's been kind of chilly all day, and so I just decided to take a taxi, so I'm here a little bit earlier. So I wanted to show you something I saw earlier in the week. It's this amazing house that they're renovating. Oh, they painted the door, or they primed the door. It looks like it's going to be amazing. I did film it the other day, but it didn't make it into the cut, so I'll show you the door without the primer on it because it looks great. And it's the original door. They're just fixing it, so kind of can't wait to see what the end result's going to be of it. There is the bookstore. I'm really early, but I didn't want to take the chance that I couldn't get a taxi either, so here we are. I love that they take care of the cats. They have this big thing of food and water and a big house. All of the cats over here in Pangrati are well taken care of. In fact, I just saw a sign for a lost cat from the neighborhood. Like, she's just a stray that she's sterilized and they've feed her, but they haven't seen her in a couple of days. So they've put out signs. All the cats have names too. Here comes another one. Jeez. Not so sure about that one cat coming to eat his food. It is about 2 days before my trip, and usually I do what I'm about to do now like a week in advance, but I kind of forgot. And that is book a car to take me to the airport. Sometimes I try to take the bus to the airport, but my flight is at 7:45, but I needed to be there early, so it is a necessary evil. And because of that, I don't want to have to get to the bus station early to make sure I get on the bus. Like, it just makes me get up earlier. So what I'm going to do is book a taxi through Welcome Pickups that will pick me up directly from my apartment. Excuse the mess on my desk. I have been using Welcome Pickups since I started coming to Greece. It's actually how I booked my very first taxi ride from the airport into Athens. And it's a Greek company, so I like that as well. And now they're huge and they have places all over the world. So I'm gonna book my taxi, I think probably to pick me up around 5 a.m. At that hour, it should only take me about 30 to 45 minutes. So if they're running a little bit late because of traffic, or we're running late because of traffic, then it won't be a problem because it should get me there at least by 6 o'clock. I did also book Fast Track, but I am taking a big suitcase because where I'm going is cold, so I can't pack too light for that. And I will link to Welcome Pickups down in the description box, so if you want to use them as well, you can. This is not sponsored, I just love them that much. It is an affiliate link, but I do use them all the time. And just to show you guys that I'm not putting you on, here's my confirmation. I'm not going to show you too much more because it gives you my address and my everything. So that's why I didn't film it, because I have to put in my address and my credit card. So again, sorry. Some of the other things I do before I'm leaving is try to do laundry because I may need it to travel. Although I think I've done everything for this trip, but I'm probably going to do another load today in hopes that it's dry. And let's see, I'll take out all my trash. I'm gonna look in my fridge and see if there's anything I need to throw away. I don't think so. I'm not gonna be gone for that long, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. But I'll double check because I don't want to come home and smell bad in my apartment. you know, nothing major. If I was in the US, like I would probably have my mail held, that sort of thing. If I'm going away for a while, I let my landlord know because he can make sure that mail that we get gets put in my mailbox or put under my door, so that way people don't know that I'm not here. And that's about it. It's pretty easy in Athens since I live in an apartment building and not in a house. I don't have to worry about mowing a lawn or making sure that my plants are watered. I do have plants, but they're all on an automatic timer now. So that's probably one of the best things I've ever done as a person who travels frequently, is to get my plants on an automatic watering system, because the heat in the summer here has killed many of my plants. As you can see, it's super sunny and not raining, so I'm gonna go for a little walk before I go back to, well, I need to get my suitcase down, honestly, and start packing and start that load of laundry, but it's been so rainy and cold that I need to get out when it's nice. I am gonna walk down to that hill I showed you last week to see if there are more poppies. I'm not gonna go on like a big hike like I did last week. I'm just gonna like wander in a little bit. I was also passing by the supermarket and I noticed a sign saying they were gonna be open this Sunday. Just this Sunday from like 11 to 6. I think because it's gonna be Easter, like Easter week next week, maybe. I don't wish they were open every Sunday, but like, maybe the smaller one. I mean, the smaller one is open on Sunday, but they don't have everything I need. So it would be nice, but I don't think they're gonna suddenly start being open every Sunday. The big metal-looking ball that turned out to be like a balloon is gone. So whatever it was just here for that day, or maybe the event. I have spotted a very large patch of poppies that were not here last week, kind of down there. Let me get closer. You can see, and they're fairly new because they're not very tall, and they weren't here last week when I was here. So I imagine because of all the rain we had this week, there'll be some more, but soon it will get too hot and they will all die, and this will all turn brown, unfortunately. Obviously the fir trees will not do that, but spring is really such a nice time to be here because it is very green. I think a lot of people are shocked when they come to Greece in the summer and it's brown because of the heat. And we get very little rain, almost none in the summer. All right, and now I'll have to head back because I really do need to get a few things done for this trip. Which is fine, but I really wanted to get out when it was nice. It never fails that when I go to the pharmacy or the supermarket thinking I'm getting everything that I need, that I don't have something. This wasn't on my list. I just didn't realize how low I was on my conditioner. So I'm going back to the pharmacy to do that. I absolutely love Greek pharmacies. I do love the one near my house. They have everything. I have procrastinated long enough, guys. It is 5 o'clock. And as you can see, I haven't gotten very far. I have laid out most of, I think, what I'm taking, my suitcase and a few other things. No, my dirty suitcase is not on my clean bed. I changed the sheets and I laid down the dirty sheet to put my suitcase on. I really need one of those luggage rack things so that I could pack on. Maybe one day. But since I'm starting the packing process, I will now tell you where I'm going. No, I'm not staying in Greece for Easter this year. I'm sorry if that disappoints some of you guys, but it actually wasn't the plan. I am going to Copenhagen, and I wanted to go to Copenhagen in May because I was hoping it would be a little bit warmer. But because Copenhagen is so expensive, I have been looking for a house sit or a pet sit there. And I applied to some last year, it didn't work out. And this year I finally got one, and it just happens to be for Easter week. So we will do Easter in Copenhagen. And it's the same this year. So will be hopefully really nice there as well. I'm now gonna pack. And because it's Copenhagen, I'm bringing the bigger suitcase because it's chilly there. I am actually gonna have to pull out my winter coat, which I haven't even used this year. So if you have any questions about my packing, you can ask me. You guys have seen me pack before. I'm not gonna like go into great detail with you guys. So if you see something you have questions about, let me know. As always, I'm gonna be using my packing cubes, which I actually need to get out of storage. So come along. I'm probably gonna put this in a time lapse so you guys don't get bored of packing. Good morning from a very busy Athens airport. Even the traffic, like not getting here, but once we got to the airport, it was very busy. So kind of glad I got here earlier than I needed to. So gotta go drop my bag and then somehow get some coffee because it's just a little after 5:30. And obviously I was gonna make coffee at home. It's okay. It's all gonna be worth it. Well, because I checked in online, I decided to tag my own bag and drop it because I didn't have to wait in the extremely long line. Good choice. But they haven't announced my gate yet. So I've decided to indulge a little bit because we now have a pret-a-manger outside of security here at the Athens airport. So, and I know that in the domestic terminal, the options are not fabulous. So I thought I'd sit here for like 10 minutes and have coffee, eat something, and then go through security because I'm just going to be wandering around anyway. It doesn't have all my favorites that the ones in London do, but you know what? I'll take it. If I was going on a longer flight, I'd probably buy one of these sandwiches to take with me, but I think I'm getting a meal on the plane. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's got some of the things that you're used to. So if you're flying out of Athens, you can now get a pret-a-manger sandwich. I am really glad that I paid the €6 to go through the fast track because the line for security is crazy long. And of course, I stopped to have coffee, so I needed the extra time. Okay, I've either been proven wrong or this opened since I went to Thessaloniki. There's also a Pret inside. I told some people in the Pret out there that there wasn't, but there is. If I had known that, I would have come inside because I didn't get to finish my coffee. I got down here to my gate and it says Thessaloniki, and now the signs are saying that the gate will be announced at 6:45. So I don't know. In the app it says B20, so we'll just go with that for now. I'm sure that this is where I'm supposed to be. They just haven't put up on the board. So this is where I'm going to end it. If you like this, please hit that like button, and I will see you guys in Copenhagen.